in outdoors places, such as, sorry, I need to notice this here. To prohibit use in outdoor public spaces province-wide, they recommend that they prohibit smoking and vaping on patios, parks, playgrounds, and beaches, and include guidelines for post-secondary campuses. So I guess it would require a motion of council if council so chooses to go that route. So any comments by council?
Well, that vaping, that's that cigarette they do. It's not, just tries to stop you from smoking, right? It's no.
It's, yeah, it produces a vapor, e-cigarettes.
And they want that out of there too, don't they?
A lot of people are actually clamping down on them, especially on, you know, patios and restaurants and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I can understand that.
There's no smoking signs, non-smoking signs up here, there is,
So,
where the kids are.
I hope so. I don't, where you mean in the play park?
In the play park, yeah.
I don't think we have smoking there. I honestly don't know. I never go to kids play park.
I haven't seen any.
I don't recall seeing any either.
Well, that's because if I can just go through it, that the act that they want to extend doesn't exist in outdoor public places yet. So they're asking for an endorsement to take the BC government's Tobacco and Vapor Product Control Act to prohibit smoking in outdoor public places province-wide. There currently isn't legislation to prevent it.
It's something that maybe we'll need a report from administration on.
Not really. What we probably need, Mayor Martin, is if, because it does require a resolution, so we probably need a mover and a seconder and discussion on it. The report is included. That is what we have. So page 15 gives the report. And then, of course, there's the letter from Ms. Klitsch, the Tobacco League Canadian Cancer Society.
I guess my thought process is that if we do this type of thing, then it would also require more bylaw enforcement.
This is true.
With all due respect, I'm going to the last paragraph, and it says, we ask your council send your endorsement found on the backside of this letter. And I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Where are you?
What page are you?
Yeah, no, I'm seeing,
I'm looking
that's what I was looking for. I'm suspecting when staff photocopied this, they may not have got it.
I suggest we table it until we get
Yeah,
all of the information.
if we could do that until the next meeting.
Do
and
I
I'll
need a
get-
mover and a seconder on to table?
No.
Is the rest of council okay with that? All right, so we'll table it till next meeting. Yeah, I can see, I recognize the paper, Councillor Thompson.
It does need a seconder,
It does? Okay.
yes.
Okay, so
So
I'll
you
move,
move
I'll move it then, and
take the matter from-
seconder?
Second.
Councillor Rickard. And then all in favor? Sorry, guys, are you guys in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, carried. Your hands were quick, I didn't have a chance to catch them.
Just a point of order.
Yes, Councillor Thompson?
In actual fact, a motion to table is to table to a later time in the current meeting.
So it would be postponed.
So it would actually be a motion to postpone to a certain time.
So we will postpone it then until the next meeting. Does everybody agree with the amendment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have a bunch there for information only. I do have one note on number F, the Northern Development Initiative Trust, the news release introducing the new CEO. I'd like to send a note congratulating Joel and just saying that we look forward to working with him. Any other comments on the, questions on the information? Okay. All right, so we'll go on to no bylaws, permits, or policies, so we'll move on to new business. Item A, annual general meeting of the Municipal Insurance Association. In accordance with Article 613 of the Reciprocal Insurance Exchange Agreement, the following delegate and one alternate have been registered for MIABC to vote your interest at this year's AGM. If you would like to change a delegate or alternates, please forward a resolution from your council or board directing these changes to MIABC by September 19th. The motion reads that the Council of Village of McBride resolve that Mayor Martin be the voting delegate of the MIABC 2016 Annual General Meeting, and that Councillor Rackert and Councillor Thompson act as the first and second voting alternate to the MIABC Annual General Meeting. Can I get a mover on that?
So moved.
I've got Councillor Tracy moving. Councillor Rackert, I'll put you down as a seconder.
Yes.
Okay, any comments on that one? No, all in favor? Carried. Next item is the terms of reference for the Public Works Liaison position. It's on page 36 in your agenda. The motion reads the Council of the Village of McBride accept the terms of reference for the Public Works Liaison appointment.
So moved.
Second.
Councillor Reichert, seconded by Councillor Tracy. Any comments on that? No discussion? Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. Item C, in the 2016 UBCM convention will be held September 26th to 30th at the Victoria Conference Centre. The Village of McBride will not meet quorum to undertake business at its regularly scheduled meeting of September 27th. A motion that Council of the Village of McBride resolve to cancel the September 26th, 2016 regular meeting of the Council as quorum will not be met due to councillor attendance at UBCM.
27th.
27th, sorry.
Yes. So moved.
Seconder,
I'll second it.
Councillor Sanson. All in favor? Carried. Item D, Councillor Thompson to present his research report on the bottle recycling depot in McBride. The motion reads that the Council of Village of McBride accept councillors, should be receive Councillor Thompson's research report on the bottle recycling depot in McBride.
So
Mover,
moved.
Councillor Reichert, seconder.
Second.
Councillor Tracy, discussion? Councillor Thompson?
So you have a copy on your desks. Basically, following the closure of the McBride depot, I was asked by the mayor to look into the situation with the return at depot in McBride. I'll just summarize. I did contact the vice president of the return at Bottle Depot Corporation. They are the stewards for bottles and beverage containers in the province. And I spoke to Sandy Sigmund, and he too expressed regret that the McBride Depot had closed. There were others, reasons given for, and they're summarized in there. One of the difficulties that was had by Mr. Denate was actually making a profit at the Bottle Depot. One of the issues that caused or resulted in not making a profit is that the brewers distributors had never licensed the return at depot, resulting in the majority of beer bottles being returned to the liquor stores because he could not offer full refunds for bottles in that area, resulting in lower volumes. So despite Mr. Denate's hard work in trying to make it happen, he just was not able to keep the doors open. I did come across a local business person that was and is still interested in opening continuing a recycling service within McBride, including end-of-life electronic products. I spoke with the vice president of Encore again, and if you go to the second page, he outlined pretty clearly what the direction was that Encore was taking with returning depots in McBride. And they said, under our criteria for citing a depot, areas with a population under 4,000 generally do not have the volume sufficient to make a depot viable. The fact that the previous depot had closed is evidence of this. The grocery store and liquor store accept containers from the public and refund the full deposits paid. As I said, Brewer's Distributor, the steward for beer containers, never licensed the McBride Depot, forcing it to give lesser refunds. Encore has made arrangements for the Valemont Return It Depot to provide pickup services at the grocery store on a regular basis. And Encore continues to provide pickup services to the government liquor store via Micro Transport. And the Valemont Return It Depot also accepts and recycles electronics. And basically, he has said that Encore will not replace the Return It Depot locations in McBride at this time. That's their decision as a business corporation. And that's kind of their final decision. I believe that the individual that is interested in looking at it may try and present a different model to Encore that may result in them saving money because they won't be required to send a truck down as often. That's disappointing to hear. It's a loss of a job in McBride. It's a loss of a service in McBride, and I've listed a couple of the other losses that we have as a result of the closure. For example, the McBride Centennial Swim Program, people were able to take their bottles to the recycle depot, and those monies were donated back to the school. If you're hosting a bottle drive, which the secondary schools like to do to fund various things, you now have to make arrangements to have your bottles picked up, or you have to deliver them to Valemount, and that will cut into your profits that you make as a non-profit organization. It's the loss of a single convenient drop-off location. We're going to see increased volumes at the grocery store and the liquor store. There could also be a possible increase in disposable fees at the regional transfer station if community members stop recycling, because it's no longer convenient. We might just throw them in the garbage. I'm hoping that doesn't occur. And I've already mentioned the loss of a part-time job. So just so you know, if you're in McBride where you recycle at this point in time, beer, wine, and liquor bottles and cans go to the government liquor store. Pop cans and bottles go to AG Foods. Small appliances, electronics, and cell phones, Valemont Return It Depot. Don't forget the McBride transfer station for all your mixed paper, cardboard, household plastic containers, cans, and used oil, car batteries, etc. Refrigerators and freezers go to the transfer station. Batteries, there was a question about batteries, and there used to be a drop-off at the Watson Valley Support Services. They no longer do that. So the closest battery recycling, if Valemont doesn't do it for small batteries, is probably Prince George. I've listed down the stewards of the different appliances that are working in British Columbia, but as far as the beverage containers, Return It has no intention of returning to McBride in the near future.
Does the transfer station take batteries? I thought I seen them there.
Yeah, large car batteries.
Large he's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
You're talking about the little ones,
household batteries.
yeah, okay.
So are there any questions?
This could be.
No. Great job, Councilor Thompson.
Yeah.
It's not what I was hoping to find.
Excuse me, does the McBride hospital still take cell phone batteries?
Sorry, what was that, Councilor Reichart?
The McBride hospital used to also take cell phone batteries. I'm not sure if they still do or not, but to that.
It's my intention, my understanding that they use them for they have a battery returning box for individual, like for batteries used at the hospital.
Oh, I see, okay.
The regional district at the rec center also has a return it box. But it's not a public returning policy. I should note though that the fire department mentioned that they, and Alan Frederick could confirm, they do have a box and you will take public batteries. But you have to catch them on Monday nights, and then you might have to join the fire department.
All right, well, thank you very much. All right, I'll call the question. All in favor of receiving Councilor Thompson's report?
Yes.
Carried. All right, so now we'll move on to the late items. 10E is the mayoral appointments. So Councilor Bezanson has stepped down as the Public Works Liaison effective immediately. So do I need a motion to accept that, Kelly?
No, because appointments are in your purview.
All right, so, in the interim, I will actually appoint myself as the Public Works Liaison. We also had, Glenda used to attend the Healthy Communities meetings during the day on behalf of council, and with Glenda's retirement, it's Councillor Reichert's appointment. So, Councillor Reichert, will you be able to attend the Healthy Communities on an ongoing basis?
Yes, I would imagine so.
Okay. So then we'll leave that one as is, and that way I don't have to
Just a question.
reappoint. Yes, Councillor Thompson?
I thought I was doing healthy communities.
I thought you were attending on your own behalf, was what Glenda told us.
No, I think
No,
it
that
was-
was prior
Because
to
I
my,
was-
prior to being reelected, and then it was changed.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that went down before, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can check the notes.
Yeah, administration, can you look that up and report back to us?
I think when Councillor Thompson was elected in the by-election, I think that he did take over that portfolio, but I'm not certain.
Okay,
That's correct.
so
Yeah.
that's correct then. So Councillor Thompson, you'll be attending then, reporting to council and on it?
I have been, still am.
All right. Then we'll move on to the pump park. You okay?
Yep.
You have a handout on that one?
However, if I, just going back to that, as a committee of the hospital and the council, which is the Healthy Communities Committee, we did have a staff member attending, and that was Glenda.
Yes.
So will we have a staff member attending?
No.
No.
All right, so moving on to the skateboard park. The recommendation is that Public Works pull out the existing posts and landscape the area with posted signs as a playground area. Administration, did you want to comment on that?
I do. So this is another a late report, but the guys did call me down and I looked. The posts that go along so if we buy the rounded, which we priced and everything, the rounded tops, the fence will go like this.
Okay.
They're not even, and they're unevenly spaced. The materials, just to put a cap on those, would be about $550. When they looked at it, their recommendation is that we pull those posts out so there is no problems, that we black earth it, that we get grass growing in there, and that we post it as it is a playground area, and that we have signs that say, please slow down to the posted speed. You know, children or youth or whatever playing in this area. They think it would just look a lot nicer, and they did rough out the boards for me and it looked pretty crazy. Like some of them are 1.5 feet out of the line. So that is their recommendation, and that they do that. They get it seeded, get earth in it. Then if somebody does poof off one of those bumps, they're just landing on turf.
Yes, I noticed a couple of them are really close to the corner.
Yeah.
So do I need a motion on that, or do we just need to direct administration?
No, we can do it. That's just their recommendation. We don't need a motion, no.
Okay. Any other comments,
I think that's a good idea.
council? Okay, then we'll direct administration to remove the meeting posts, post signage, and landscape area. Last but not least is 10G, which is the CN underpass. You also have a handout for that. There's no recommendation attached to this, so I'll get administration to address it.
Yes, I'm sorry, I received this call. I left a message with staff to please contact me if Mr. Saywell called because of the importance of getting this underpass done. And so I spoke with him today. I have not had time to get any estimates, so this is really just keeping you up to date. The schematics that we provided, Councillor Bezanson and myself provided, that the village had drafted by Radloff, were unacceptable. They're unacceptable to even put an RFP out because they're not actually engineers' drawings, they're just schematics. They're just a sketch, basically. CNR cannot proceed with their RFP process until they have engineered approved schematics, like with the real McCoy. The other thing that Mr. Saywell brought up with me is that they will be requiring that the Village of McBride pay for an independent engineer, the on-site supervisor, or give oversight to the work of their contractors. I asked Mr. Saywell, he is an engineer himself, could he give me any idea at all, because it was such a last minute to come to council with, what these schematics and what the supervision or oversight might look like in dollars. I will have to get you a real estimate. He said it could be up to $30,000 or $40,000. Because the engineer, he said, so engineer drawings are anywhere from 3,000 to 7,000 roughly. Really, really intense ones could be like 13,000. That wouldn't be the cost. The cost would be having an engineer come to town and stay here and oversee and supervise the work the contractors are doing. Well, I think we all know that. I mean, we can't say it'll be done in 3 days, so that's a pretty open-ended ticket, the supervision and stuff. So I'm really reporting this to let council know that this is, and very late in the day to let us know this. We started this process some time ago. But, yeah, so that's where we stand at this point in time. I can't make a recommendation to council until I get more solid figures for you. And I will be coming in tomorrow morning to deal with this because I really think it's very urgent. We're running out of time to start to do road building. So what I will be doing is I will be taking notification, and what I will do is I will include council in the email I'm sending out so that you can be aware of any replies in my absence.
I wouldn't be giving them a penny. I wouldn't even be paying $40,000 for the taxpayer. I wouldn't even know. They have their own engineers. They can come here. You know what's going to cost? They'll bring in their own surveyors. They're going to be here for a week just to do what they want. So if we're going to be doing it for them, and it's their property, this should have been looked at 2 years ago. They just don't. And they have to get it done one way or the other because they said already to me, we don't look after highways. Well, you're going to be looking after this one for another couple of years probably. Because I would go against that if we going to get an engineer and paying all that money over to the guys. No, they got a lot more money than we'll ever have.
Fair enough then.
That's my opinion on it anyway, and this has gone too long.
I think that's something that Kelly can address in her follow-up.
Yeah, well,
Councilor
Yes.
Thompson.
So just going back in history, there are original documents for the design of that underpass
Yes.
that were used for the project that started. The underpass project was never completed properly according to those specs by CN, and that is why there was never a maintenance agreement entered into by the village and CN to maintain that site, because it was never finished properly. And so, my question is, where are the original drawings? Why can't those be given back to CN, or CN should have them?
Do you have any idea what year those drawings might have been done in, Councillor Thompson?
Oh,
80? No, 90, this is 2014.
I have,
10 years ago? That's when they were doing that, I think. I can phone Charlie Porter.
I can't remember exactly when, but it was when the government and CN decided that they wanted to reduce the number of level crossings in the province. And I have an answer. Let's fill it in. I've seen dirts going past my house every day for this all week. If they're not prepared to fix what they started, then let's fill it in and make it a level crossing. And that's our road. I think that, this sounds to me like CN throwing out a hardball saying, oh, well, maybe we don't want to do it. And I'm gonna use inappropriate language, that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. They've had this information. I myself have talked to them at least 20 times. They had our resolution to proceed with our terms months ago.
I'll talk to Charlie Porter, he was one of the first people that were on
I
that
think
job
it's the
site.
administration's hands right now. I don't think,
Yeah.
we don't want 10,000 people trying to throw their hands in it.
No,
So,
but he can give you the date when it was put in. If you want the date, if not, well, that's fine.
But I think everything should go through Kelly.
I think from an administrative point of view, I don't believe that this is our job to provide them with schematics.
No.
This is their property, and I believe it is their job to. I don't want to sound hard-nosed about it, but that's just my feeling on it. We have supported them in many ways. We've given them paperwork that cost us thousands of dollars, and it isn't meeting their criteria, then perhaps they need to address that criteria themselves. But I don't know how you want to proceed. I have no recommendations because I'm not informed enough on it.
Well, to address Councillor Thompson's comment about filling in the underpass and having it a level crossing, the problem with that was in the first place was having people that lived on that side cut off by long trains for long periods of time, and I believe it was somebody's daughter or something went into labor and then got stuck behind a train and couldn't get across the crossing, so that was one of the reasons for putting that underpass under there, was to free
To
up the
accommodate
flow.
CN's longer trains.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is.
That's what it was.
I was wrong now.
It's-
So I think we should just give Kelly a chance to start to look into this, and deal with it, because I'm sure if there's a level crossing, then we also have the added bonus of putting in proper lights and stuff to cross it, signals,
That's
yes.
CN's problem.
And
Yeah.
they usually download it in municipal, within municipal boundaries. It's down, they're trying to download all of that stuff to the municipality. So I'm just saying it's kind of half of one, 6 dozen of another, and all of those kinds of issues are things that we're going to have to look at, and maybe Kelly can bear them in mind when she's doing her report.
I would appreciate it if Councillor Thompson could maybe help me, or if he could put on his thinking cap of even what engineers would have done the original, the engineer approved schematics, because I'm sure they're archived somewhere, but if we can narrow it down to even a rough year, it might be a lot easier for us to find.
I'll see what I can come up with.
Thank you.
And I would suggest in any discussions that this all be CC'd to Minister Bond.
Yes.
And perhaps it's time to have CN come and sit around the table. I'm serious.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking a sit-down meeting with CN is about the only thing that's gonna get us over this hump and get the issue dealt with before it becomes a safety issue.
It already is.
I
Yeah, it
agree.
is.
Agree
I
with
believe
that.
it is.
And I think they did recognize it as a safety issue as well. So,
I never did get a response on that.
Somewhere in the States, this is an aside, just the other day, they passed a law to not arrest people for civil disobedience in with regard to a mine or something. We pass a law and not to arrest people for civil disobedience, and we'll just go sit on the track. I don't know, CN's got to be done.
all right, so you'll come back with the follow-up for us then, Philly?
I will.
Okay.
Mayor Martin.
All right, any other comments on that? No, okay, so we'll move on to the next one, which is a motion in accordance with section 91C, labor relations or other employee relations, and 91I, the receipt of advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, and section 91D, the security of property of the municipality.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Reichert,
Second.
by Councillor Tracy. All in favor? Carried. And a motion that the open meeting be recessed at 8:03.
So moved.
Move in camera. By Councillor Reichert, seconder.
Second.
Counselor Tracy, all in favor? Carried. And we'll give everybody a couple minutes here before we adjourn the in-camera meeting.
Okay, I'll just be excusing myself for 3 minutes quickly.
Can you do a smoke in that time?
Hey, Rick?